So we want to check directly from the definition that the function 1 over x is a one-to-one function. So let's just recall what the definition is very quickly. So if f is 1-to-1, what this means is if I take two distinct inputs, I get two distinct outputs. So if I take a not equal to b in the domain of my function, this guarantees that the outputs are different. So we want to check this is true for the function 1 over x. And actually this is a little bit of an annoying statement to check because we've got to deal with not equalities, right? So I want to kind of rephrase this in terms of equalities because I'm really good at manipulating those. So this actually is completely equivalent to the following. So here's kind of a nice way to rephrase this. Well, imagine if I have two outputs and they're equal to each other. Well, if I'm 1-to-1, that would force the inputs to be equal to each other. So this is an alternate way to write this down. And the reason this is quite good is because it involves equalities, which I'm really good at manipulating. So let's imagine now I take any a and b in the domain of 1 over x and I want to check this. This feels like an easier thing to check than to check this. Okay, so let's choose a and b be non-zero. So that's exactly the domain of 1 over x, anything non-zero. And let's assume that they have the same value. Well, if this is the case, this is of course if and only if, but this implies I can cross multiply, so b times 1 is equal to a times 1. And of course, this is exactly the statement that, well, a is equal to b. So if this is true, if the outputs are the same, the inputs are the same. So bingo, all of that together implies 1 over x is 1-to-1. So being able to check a property of something directly from first principles is a very important skill, right? First of all, it means you really understand the meaning of 1-to-1, you understand the definition properly, and also you can check it carefully in a specific example. Those two things are really good. And checking examples specifically is just a brilliant plan because it reinforces the abstract concept in your mind.